The night my wife texted me from her parents' house saying, "I won't come home until you get me a new SUV." I just stared at the screen, half in disbelief and half in silence. It wasn't about the car. It was about control. That single message told me everything. I needed to know that the woman I married had turned into someone who valued things more than love. But what she didn't know was that I was about to give her something she never asked for, a lesson she'd never forget. My name is Ryan, and I thought I had a perfect life. My wife, Mia, was smart, beautiful, and charming, the kind of person everyone liked instantly. When we first got married, we built our lives from nothing. I worked 2 jobs while she studied. I thought we were a team. But after she got a job at a real estate firm, things began to shift. Suddenly, she was surrounded by people who flaunted expensive cars, designer clothes, and fancy vacations. Slowly, the woman, who used to be happy with late-night drives, in our old sedan started to crave luxury. At first, it was subtle. A new bag here, a fancy dinner there. But then came the complaints. "Ryan, you need to dress better," or "everyone. In my office drives an SUV, it's embarrassing showing up in your old car," I laughed it off. But she wasn't joking. Her tone became sharper every day. Then one evening, after an argument about finances, she packed a bag and said she was going to stay at her parents' house until I grew up. The next morning, I got that message. "I won't come home until you get me a new SUV." I didn't reply, not because I was angry, but because I was done begging someone to respect what we had. For the next few days, I focused on my work, trying to keep my mind off her. But then something strange happened. My friend Jake, who lived near her parents, called me and said, "Ryan, I saw Mia last night at a restaurant, but she wasn't with her parents." My heart sank. "Who was she with?" I asked. He hesitated. "Her boss." And they looked close. I didn't want to believe it. But the signs were all there. Her attitude, her sudden confidence, her business trips, and so I decided to find out for myself. I hired a private investigator. Within a week, I had the proof. Photos of them having dinner, walking arm in arm, even spending nights together. It was like watching a movie where the villain wore my wife's face. That night, I sat alone in the living room, staring at our wedding picture. All I could think was how many sacrifices I'd made for someone who saw me as nothing but a stepping stone. But instead of losing my mind, I made a plan, calm, cold, and final. I went to the dealership the next morning and bought her dream SUV, shiny, black, and brand new. I texted her, "The car you wanted is ready. Come pick it up." Within an hour, she was at the house, smiling like nothing had happened. "See? You do love me," she said, kissing my cheek. I forced a smile. "Of course I do. I want you to have everything you deserve." She took the keys, hugged me, and said, "Finally, you're learning." But as she walked out, I said, "Oh, and Mia, there's something else you should know. Check the glove compartment." Her smile faded when she opened it. Inside was a thick envelope. It had the photos from the investigator, copies of her messages with her boss, and the divorce papers, already signed by me. Her hand trembled as she looked up. "What is this?" she whispered. I stepped closer and said quietly, "You wanted a new SUV? You've got it. But you won't drive it as my wife. It's yours, and so is your new freedom. Congratulations." She tried to speak, tears welling up, but I didn't wait. I turned around, walked into the house, and shut the door. The sound of that engine, fading down the street, felt like the closing scene of a painful chapter. A few weeks later, I heard through mutual friends that her boss had been fired for unprofessional behavior, and Mia had to sell the SUV to pay her bills. She tried reaching out, but I never responded. I wasn't angry anymore. I was just free. Now, when I drive past that same dealership, I don't see luxury or success. I see a reminder that no amount of money or cars can buy loyalty, and that sometimes the best revenge is walking away with your peace intact while they're left with their guilt. If you liked the video, please subscribe and turn on notifications.